Over the last 6 years with dealing with a mental health illness, if it has taught me anything, it's to stay grounded rather than drifting away in my negative thoughts. Today's confession of depression, we're going to talk about being present, which also could go along with the last week's episode of appreciating the positives. Now, being present means that you are fully aware of the moment you are in. You don't allow yourself to think of anything in the past or the future or anything else besides that moment. And when you notice that you start to have unconscious thoughts that you start to follow, you bring yourself back to the present again. Now, doing that technique can help reduce your anxiety and can give you a sense of control. If another thing I've learned with having a mental health illness like depression is that not all the time do you fully feel like you're ever in control, because your brain is constantly always evolving, and when you have depression, it starts to evolve and make you think thoughts that aren't true, and it's very scary to not have control. But do you want to know why being present in the moment is so important? This is important to remember when you're at family parties, for holidays, or any type of event that you should be completely present in. Now, when you feel down and out, you really don't want to interact with others, which is understandable when you're dealing with a mental health illness. But when you know that your family and friends want you to be there, and you go even when you don't want to, then you know what ends up happening? You're physically there, but mentally not. And I know I've talked about this before. Being physically somewhere, but mentally you're somewhere else. And what I mean is that your physical body is in the place that it should be. And instead of mentally being in the moment, you're thinking about the negative thoughts that are coming through, the things in the past that you've messed up, and where your future might be going. And in that moment, you forget to be present. You forget to enjoy the birthday party, the celebration, the holiday, because you're so wrapped up in your thoughts that you're not really there. And the reason we go places and do things is because we don't want to disappoint the ones we love or our friends. So of course we go and we act like we're having fun, but truly on the inside we're dying. This is why stopping for just 1 second, looking around you, and breathing in the moment to be present is so important. There are too many times we let our mental health illnesses interrupt our daily lives, and we let it rule how everything goes. But we cannot stand by and let it ruin the way we interact with people, and we can't let it ruin the moments where we should truly be present. So think about this the next time you are somewhere where you should be completely present. When those negative thoughts start coming in and those unconscious thoughts make you start following them, stop for a second, look around, and bring yourself back to the present. Bring yourself into the moment of the birthday party, the celebration, the holiday of sitting around with your family, laughing and enjoying that time. Because if anything, a mental health illness can rob you from being present and being completely in the moments that should bring you pure happiness and joy. So that's why today, this is my confession. There are many times where I haven't been completely present, where I have let my depression control my mood and how I feel. And in those moments that I'm supposed to be 100% present with my friends and my family, I simply let my mind drift into those negative thoughts where I just think to myself, why did I come and when can I leave? And that's the saddest part. We should never feel like we're unwelcome. We should never feel like we should have never came. And we should never be thinking, when can I get out of here? Be more present with your friends, your families, your spouses, your kids. Because in a lifetime, you only get so many moments. And when those moments pass, there's no going back. So do you want to remember those moments as times you weren't present and you couldn't wait to leave or get out of there, and all you had was those negative thoughts and you just weren't enjoying the time? Or do you want to remember those moments where you were present, where you laughed and had a good time, where you shared with your family, you shared with your spouse, you played with your kids. Because overall, those are the moments and the times that'll mean the most to you. Those are the times where you were completely present. So within this next week, I want you to think about those times where you weren't always present, where you were physically there, but not mentally there. And the next time you have somewhere to go, or someone invites you to a celebration or an event, and you really don't want to go, but you go anyways because you don't want to let them down, take a second when you walk in the room, look around, and remind yourself that today you're going to be present. You're not going to let your thoughts go. You're not going to be negative. You're not going to be unsocial. You're going to be 100% present and in the moment. And then you'll be able to look back at the end of the day and be so happy that you didn't let your mental health illness ruin another good day for you. So after this confession, I just don't want your mental health illness to keep robbing you of the things that should make you happy in those moments you should be present in. So today, if out of any day or sometime this week, choose to be present.